What if the golden years of your life didn't mean surrendering to the sterile walls of a nursing home? Picture this. An elderly woman sits in her favorite armchair, sunlight streaming through a familiar window, a cup of tea warming her hands. Not in a facility, but in the home she's cherished for decades. For so many, the assumption looms large that aging inevitably leads to a nursing home, a place often synonymous with loss, of freedom, of comfort, of self. But what if that's not the only path? The truth is, there are vibrant, life-affirming alternatives that let you hold on to your independence while still receiving the care you need. In this journey, we're about to uncover 5 remarkable options that redefine what it means to age well. Options that might just surprise you and stir your heart. Whether you're planning for your own future or seeking the best for a loved one, stay with me until the end. We'll not only explore these paths, but also reveal what to consider so you can choose a way forward that brims with dignity, joy, and purpose. Let's dive in. Number 1, aging in place with home care assistance. Imagine waking up each morning to the soft creak of your own floorboards, the scent of your garden wafting through an open window, and the comfort of a space that holds a lifetime of memories. For many, aging in place, remaining in the home you've always known, isn't just a preference. It's a lifeline to independence. Far from the cold, regimented life of a nursing home, this option lets you stay rooted in familiarity, surrounded by the echoes of laughter from past family gatherings, and the quiet hum of a life well lived. With the right support, it's not only possible, but deeply rewarding. Take Helen, a spirited 78-year-old widow who's lived in her cozy bungalow for 40 years. She couldn't bear the thought of leaving the rose bushes she'd planted with her late husband or the kitchen where she'd perfected her famous apple pie. Instead of relocating, Helen opted for home care assistance. A cheerful caregiver, Maria, visits 3 times a week, helping with laundry, preparing meals, and even sharing stories over coffee. When Helen's arthritis flared up, Maria was there to assist with bathing, preserving Helen's dignity in a way that felt natural, not institutional. The beauty of aging in place lies in its simplicity and control. You don't have to trade your routines for someone else's schedule. No mandatory bingo at 3 p.m. or lights out by 9. You wake up when you want, eat what you love, and spend your days as you please. Modern home care services make this freedom sustainable. Professional aides can handle everything from housekeeping to medication reminders, while nurses offer in-home medical checkups, sparing you the exhaustion of hospital trips. And it's not just about physical help. Some caregivers provide companionship, turning lonely afternoons into moments of connection. Safety, of course, is a concern for many. What if mobility falters or a fall happens? That's where ingenuity steps in. Helen's family installed grab bars in her bathroom, a sleek stair lift to her bedroom, and a medical alert bracelet she wears like a stylish accessory. Smart technology adds another layer of reassurance. Motion sensors detect unusual activity, and a voice-activated assistant lets her call for help with a simple command. For Helen, these adaptations mean she can stay where her heart is without fear. Of course, aging in place isn't a one-size-fits-all solution. If you're alone and need round-the-clock care, it might not suffice. But for those like Helen, still active, still sharp, it's a way to preserve autonomy while weaving support into the fabric of daily life. Picture yourself in her shoes, sipping tea in your own kitchen, watching the seasons change from your porch, knowing you're still the master of your world. That's the gift of aging in place, a chance to thrive, not just survive, right where you belong. Number 2, independent living communities. Now let's shift the scene. Imagine a vibrant courtyard where silver-haired neighbors laugh over a game of cards, the air filled with the scent of blooming jasmine and the promise of a shared dinner later. This is the world of independent living communities, a haven for those who want to shed the burdens of home maintenance without surrendering their zest for life. Unlike nursing homes with their clinical corridors and constant oversight, these communities offer private homes, apartments, cottages, or even quaint bungalows, nestled in neighborhoods designed for older adults who crave both freedom and connection. Meet James, a 72-year-old retired teacher with a passion for woodworking and a distaste for yard work. After his wife passed, the upkeep of their sprawling house became a chore he dreaded. Moving to an independent living community changed everything. His cozy apartment overlooks a community garden, and he spends his mornings in a shared workshop, crafting birdhouses with new friends. The best part? When snow blankets the ground, James sips coffee indoors while someone else shovels the walkways. The magic of these communities lies in their balance of independence and support. You're not bogged down by leaky faucets or overgrown lawns. Those are handled for you. Instead, you're free to explore a life rich with possibility. On-site amenities elevate the experience. Dining halls serve gourmet meals. Fitness classes keep you spry, and organized outings, think museum trips or theater nights, fill your calendar. James loves the weekly book club, where debates over novels turn strangers into confidants. Loneliness, a silent thief in later years, finds no foothold here. Unlike nursing homes where isolation can creep in despite the crowd, independent living fosters genuine bonds. Picture shared breakfasts where stories flow as freely as the coffee, or impromptu gatherings in a common room aglow with chatter. Yet privacy remains sacred. Your space is yours to shape, your schedule, yours to set. This isn't about medical care. James doesn't need help dressing or bathing, but convenience. Transportation services whisk him to doctor's appointments, and a wellness program keeps his health in check. For someone still mobile and independent, it's the perfect blend of freedom and ease. Imagine James's life, a home that's his sanctuary, a community that's his heartbeat, and the peace of knowing help is near if he ever needs it. That's independent living, a place where aging feels like living, not waiting. Number 3, multi-generational living with family. What if the secret to aging well was hidden in the warmth of a bustling family home? Step into a scene where the aroma of a simmering stew fills the air, children's laughter bounces off the walls, and an elderly man sits at the table, recounting tales of his youth to wide-eyed grandkids. This is multi-generational living, an age-old tradition making a heartfelt comeback. Instead of a nursing home's sterile halls, imagine aging surrounded by the people who know you best, where love and familiarity weave a safety net stronger than any institution could offer. Consider Margaret, an 80-year-old matriarch with a sharp wit and a love for gardening. When her eyesight began to fade, she feared losing her independence. Her daughter Sarah had a different vision. She invited Margaret to move into their home, transforming the basement into a snug apartment with its own entrance. Now, Margaret tends potted herbs on her windowsill, joins the family for dinner each night, and delights in bedtime stories with her granddaughters. She's not a guest, she's a cornerstone, her presence enriching the household with wisdom and quiet strength. The heart of multi-generational living beats in its emotional richness. In a nursing home, visits from loved ones are fleeting, often scheduled around rigid routines. But here, you're woven into the daily tapestry, sharing meals, watching sunsets, celebrating small victories together. For Margaret, it's the comfort of hearing Sarah's voice call, "Mom, dinner's ready," or feeling her grandson's tiny hand slip into hers. This closeness banishes the isolation that so often haunts aging, replacing it with a profound sense of belonging. Financially, it's a balm too. Nursing homes drain savings, thousands of dollars a month for care that feels impersonal. Living with family splits the load. Sarah's family pitched in for a ramp to ease Margaret's mobility, far cheaper than facility fees. Some evenings, a home aide stops by to help with bathing, a fraction of the cost of full-time care. And when Margaret's pension chips in for groceries, it's a partnership, not a burden. For families with space, some build in-law suites or tiny homes on the property, private havens that keep loved ones close. Of course, harmony takes effort. Margaret and Sarah set ground rules early. She has her own space for quiet evenings, and they divvy up tasks so no one feels overwhelmed. It's not always perfect. There are days when the kids' noise grates or schedules clash, but the reward outweighs the strain. Familiarity is the anchor. Margaret knows the creak of the stairs, the smell of rain through the screen door, the faces that light up when she shuffles in. Imagine her life, aging not as a patient, but as a cherished elder, her days filled with love, purpose, and the messy beauty of family. That's multi-generational living, a bridge between generations that keeps hearts tethered and spirits high. Number 4, co-housing or shared living arrangements. Now picture a different kind of home, a sprawling house where the kitchen hums with activity. A group of seniors gathers around a table piled with fresh bread and steaming soup, and laughter spills into the evening. This isn't a family reunion, it's co-housing, a shared living arrangement that blends independence with the warmth of community. For those who dread the solitude of aging alone but recoil at the thought of a nursing home, this option offers a middle path, rich with connection and mutual support. Take Clara, a 75-year-old artist with a quick smile and a knack for storytelling. After her husband passed, her big house felt like a cavern of echoes. Moving to a nursing home wasn't an option. She wasn't ready to be cared for. Instead, she joined a co-housing community, sharing a sunny Victorian with 3 other seniors. Each has a private bedroom and bath, but the common spaces, kitchen, living room, garden, are a shared canvas for life. Clara paints in the mornings, then joins her housemates for a potluck dinner, where they trade tales and recipes like old friends. The power of shared living lies in its antidote to loneliness. As social circles shrink with age, isolation can settle in like a fog. But here, companionship is built into the day. Clara's housemate Tom, a retired musician, strums his guitar on the porch while she sketches nearby. Another Ellen swaps gardening tips as they tend the backyard together. It's not just company, it's a support system. When Clara twisted her ankle, Tom grabbed ice and Ellen cooked soup. No staff, no fees, just neighbors who care. Money stretches further too. Nursing homes cost a fortune, but co-housing splits the bills. Rent, utilities, groceries, making it a lifeline for those on fixed incomes. Clara's group even hired a part-time aide for light chores, a shared expense that keeps life easy without breaking the bank. Options vary. Some join friends, others find roommates through home-sharing programs matching compatible souls. Senior co-housing communities, with private units and communal hubs, are sprouting up, tailored for this very purpose. Flexibility is the clincher. Unlike a facility's rigid rules, Clara sets her rhythm, painting at dawn, napping at noon, hosting movie nights when the mood strikes. Her room is a riot of color, her art splashed across the walls, a testament to a life still hers. Imagine her world, a home alive with voices, not silence, a community forged by choice, not necessity. That's shared living, independence with a heartbeat, a reminder that aging can be vibrant, not solitary. Number 5, assisted living facilities. Finally, let's step into a place where care meets freedom, a cozy apartment with soft lighting, a bookshelf brimming with novels, and a balcony overlooking a flower-lined path. This is assisted living, a gentle middle ground for those who need a hand with daily tasks but aren't ready for a nursing home's full embrace. It's not about medical charts and hospital beds. It's about living well with just enough support to make each day a little easier. Meet Robert, an 82-year-old former mechanic with a love for jazz and a limp from an old injury. He didn't need a nurse hovering, but dressing and bathing had become a struggle. In his assisted living apartment, he's found balance. Mornings start with a caregiver popping in to help him button his shirt. Then he's off to the dining room for pancakes with new friends. His space is his own. A turntable spins Miles Davis. Photos of his kids line the walls. And he decides how his day unfolds. Unlike nursing homes where life bends to a strict timetable, assisted living bends to you. Robert's aide adjusts to his pace, not the other way around. Meals are served, laundry's done, but he's free to skip the group hike for a quiet afternoon with a book. The staff's there, trained, attentive, but not intrusive. When he tripped last month, an emergency button summoned help in minutes, a safety net that lets him breathe easy. Community thrives here too. Loneliness fades amid art classes where Robert sketches cars, or movie nights where he debates classics with neighbors. The dining hall buzzes with chatter, friendships blooming over shared stories. Safety's woven in, fall sensors, first aid trained staff, yet it's subtle, preserving his dignity. Imagine Robert's life: help when he needs it, privacy when he craves it, a circle of peers who make every day brighter. That's assisted living. Support that lifts, not limits. Final thoughts. As we draw this journey to a close, let's pause and reflect. What does aging mean to you? Is it the quiet comfort of your own home, the lively buzz of a community, or the embrace of family? The truth is, the twilight years don't have to be a surrender to a nursing home's stark walls or a life dictated by someone else's rules. They can be a chapter of freedom, dignity, and joy, tailored to who you are and what you hold dear. We've walked through 5 paths, each a beacon of possibility, and now it's your turn to envision the one that calls to you or your loved ones. Picture Helen savoring tea in her familiar kitchen, her rose bushes blooming just outside. See James laughing over a card game in his independent living courtyard, free from the weight of chores. Feel Margaret's warmth as she shares stories with her grandkids, a vital thread in her family's tapestry. Hear Clara's laughter mingling with her co-housing mates over a shared meal, loneliness a distant memory. And listen to Robert's jazz floating through his assisted living apartment, his days eased by gentle support. These aren't just options, they're lifelines, each offering a way to age on your terms. For some, staying put with a home care is the dream, wrapped in memories, bolstered by aides who feel like friends. Others crave the social spark of independent living, where new bonds and old passions flourish without the drag of upkeep. Assisted living offers a soft landing for those needing a bit more help, blending care with autonomy in a space that feels like home. Shared living weaves companionship into the everyday, a cost-smart way to keep isolation at bay. And multi-generational living binds families closer, turning care into a shared journey of love. There's no universal answer. Your path hinges on your needs, your values, your story. Maybe it's the independence of aging in place, the community of co-housing, or the security of assisted living. The key is choice. Take Helen. Her bungalow is her sanctuary because it fits her soul. James thrives in his community because it fuels his spirit. What fits you? What keeps your dignity intact, your heart full? So I ask again, which of these sparks hope for you or someone you love? Aging isn't about fading. It's about living fully and richly in a way that honors who you are. These alternatives prove it's possible. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below with one thing that struck you today, one idea you might carry forward. Your voice matters and it fuels this conversation. If this stirred something in you, please like, subscribe, and share. It helps us to keep shining a light on paths like these. Thank you for joining me. Here's to aging, not just gracefully, but gloriously. See you in the next adventure.